Hi, welcome back to the Acme Achievers Learning NLP video channel. This is Jackie, your preferred NLP coach, and it's great to be back again. Now, for several years, there was this question that had always been bugging me, which is, what makes a difference between people who are able to enjoy the benefits, of the modeling process. And when I finally found this answer to this question, and it was indeed a true revelation for me. But first, what exactly is NLP? As we all know, NLP is all about the modeling of success, and we all know that modeling is all about finding out, if someone, if there's someone out there. Basically, this concept of modeling is that if there's someone out there who is doing something much better than you are doing right now, why bother to reinvent the wheel? But if you just model those patterns of excellence, you could actually achieve your desired results much faster. Now, as I was observing the people around me practicing this idea of modeling, NLP practitioners in particular, now there are these varying degrees of success that those practitioners enjoy when they were modeling the same person. Now, for instance, if keeping everything constant, such as the time and the effort spent in the modeling process. Now, why is it so that there are, let's say there are two people. Now, this one person is probably able to reap much more benefits out of that modeling process than the other person. I say keeping everything constant, and exactly the same person that this person is modeling. So, as I was searching for the answer, I was thinking, what is that difference that makes a difference? Now, to make matters worse, and there are also times where we actually receive what I call conflicting advices from successful people. Now, for instance, think about this person known as Warren Buffett. So, when Warren Buffett actually constantly reiterate the idea of not losing money, right, in investing. And so he's someone who that certainly values security, playing safe. And then we have another person, Donald Trump, all right, another businessman, who's actually gone bankrupt himself several times in his business, right, in his life, but yet was always able to find a way back, right, and to his riches, to accumulate back his wealth in a very short period of time. Now, so he would definitely be someone whom you think as a great risk taker, right, who had a great risk appetite. So, with all these conflicting advices that we're receiving from the world and the people around us, so who should we specifically listen to? And for several years, I wasn't able to find the answer until about 5 years ago, I finally chanced upon this remarkable profiling tool program known as the Wealth Dynamics. Now, what exactly is the Wealth Dynamics? When I first found the Wealth Dynamics, I thought it was an amazing revelation for me. Well, the Wealth Dynamics is actually a study of a 5,000 years system of studying how people in the past are able to flow with nature. Right? The thing is this. Now, have there been times where you actually feel that what you are doing feels like hard work to you? Or sometimes we come in as the path of there are lots and lots of resistance. Now, if that is so, haven't you thought that there could be a better way out there? So, because if there's something that I've observed about people who are highly successful, now people who are highly successful now usually are able to find this thing known as the flow. So, what is this Wealth Dynamics all about? Now, before we can answer this question, something that I wanted to just want to share with you in this particular video, and this is what I know as the Pareto principle. Or many of us may be familiar with this 80-20 rule. Now, what is the 80-20 rule? You probably first came across the 80-20 rule during those school years, right? And basically what the 80-20 rule says is that in almost anything that we do in our life, as much as 80% of the efforts now that we put in anything in our life, alright, now actually gives us only 20% of the results. And yet, just as little as 20% of the things we do, alright, gives us up to 80% of the results that we get in our life. Now, isn't this amazing? As I thought to myself, now, why is it so that people who are successful are so much more successful? Now, why is it so that, by the way, this Pareto principle actually applies to almost everything that we can see around us? So, for instance, are you aware that 80% of the world population now actually owns only 20% of the total wealth in this world? And yet, the top 20% of the achievers in this world, wealthiest people in this world, actually own 80% of the wealth. Wow. So now you say, Jack, I'm not even into wealth, and financial, success, so why are you bothering to tell me this? Well, you know what? As much as 80-20 rule applies to your ability to create the wealth, the financial success for yourself, now this is this powerful principle that applies to any other aspects of your life. Now, for instance, your relationships, because as little as 20% of what you do actually contributes to 80% of your success. Now, what does it mean? It simply means to say that if you are spending this 20% of the time constantly, wouldn't you be able to do much less and yet achieve so much more? Now, yet this difference that makes a difference between people who are highly successful and people who live a mediocre life or have achieved ordinary results is that most of us, people who are unsuccessful tend to spend 80% of the time doing the things that give them only 20% of their desired positive results. So, if you're looking for a breakthrough in your life, whether it's in your career, your finances, in your relationships, right? Now you want to achieve certain breakthroughs in your life, right? Do stay tuned in the next part 2 of this video. Now, because in the next video, part 2 of this video, I'll be sharing with you more of this 8 proven paths that many successful people over the last few centuries had actually followed to accumulate this unbelievable wealth for themselves. So, till we meet again, remember to live with passion and unleash the star in you. I'll see you soon.